To Charlie Kirk's family, friends, and those that knew him best, you have lost the light of your life. You have my deepest and sincerest sympathies. Professionally, Charlie was a huge influence on me in starting my own podcast. Personally, like so many of his other fans, he was an inspiration. Charlie and his work helped me win my fight against the black dog and pull myself out of a very dark hole a few years ago. I had hoped for the chance to interview Charlie, if only to thank him for the role he played in helping me get back on my feet. Sadly, that was not meant to be, because a coward chose to take the life of a legend. I've been following mainstream social media all day. The comments that struck me most were from Dr. Gad Saad on Sky News here in Australia this morning, and from President Trump, whose words were deeply moving. I'm angry because this tragedy could have been avoided if political elites, not only in America but across the West, had acted in the interest of their constituents rather than their own self-interest. I've also been disgusted by some of the vile comments circulating online. But what angers me most is the media's predictable return to its old patterns, blaming the gun. Charlie Kirk deserves better than that. It wasn't the gun that travelled to the campus. It wasn't the gun that climbed up to the roof. And it wasn't the gun that pulled its own trigger and fatally wounded Charlie. It was the deliberate action of a psychologically deranged, evil piece of human garbage. Someone tribalised by political elites who for generations have fueled this division for their own self-interest. In Australia's most corrupt and tribalised state of Victoria, murders are being committed with machetes, not guns. That alone proves it's not the fault of guns. It's the tribalism stoked and spread by corrupt leaders serving themselves instead of their people. Tribalism is incompatible with the very foundations of individualism on which Western civilization rests. While elites continue to push tribalism for their own self-interest, our societies will continue to devolve into violent, barbaric states that resemble the pre-Western world. Charlie's work directly challenged tribalism by defending the foundational principles of the individual. He embodied the idea, I have an idea, you have an idea, let's discuss it. Again and again he showed where tribalism fails. Let me be clear, nothing I've said, nor what I'm about to say is directed at President Trump or his administration. He understands the issue, and I believe he is doing everything he can to correct course. But to Democrats and non-MAGA Republicans in the USA and to Labor and the coalition here in Australia, you are a disgrace. Your single responsibility as a government is to protect your people, and you are failing again and again. Your corruption of our civilization for your own self-interest must stop. Your actions are killing the very people you are meant to represent. And to the weak, gutless so-called conservatives, you may be the worst of all. At least Democrats and Labor wear their colours openly. People can see them coming. But you snakes slither in under the guise of conservatism, only to abuse power for your own self-interest when you get it. President Trump, I encourage you, start holding people accountable again. No matter their political party or creed, politicians who break the law for self-interest should be investigated, arrested, put on trial and judged by a jury of their peers. Leaders like Kamala Harris and Senator Schumer, who allegedly incited violence, should face their day in court. In my own opinion, Justice Mershon should also be investigated for alleged conspiracy in perverting the course of justice for his actions in your trial. Only this type of accountability can rectify the course that Western civilization is heading down. Only a return to the Judeo-Christian principles of the individual can stop tribalism. Most Americans already know this. It's why the majority voted the way they did. And it's why, President Trump, you face your fiercest criticisms when you appear to stray from the ideals of individualism that people so strongly associate with you. In my opinion, all the work Charlie produced, it's clear that the primacy of the individual was at the core of his mission. It's what pushed back against the decay, and yet Charlie was let down by generations of self-interested politicians, doing what they've always done. It's the same self-interest, that same old corruption that ultimately cost Charlie Kirk his life. May God bless Charlie's family and friends. May he bless America. May he bless Australia and the rest of the West. We need God on our side now more than ever before. To Charlie, rest in peace, mate. It's now up to us, legend.